like 2 steps of stairs. 2 steps of stairs. He didn't want to walk around the elevator. So he wanted to take a shortcut by going through the elevator. And then it took like an extra 30 seconds. And then we finally went to the 6th floor.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and our stealing time. My name is Brett, a.k.a. Boo-Wop. I'm with my man Rick, a.k.a. A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Hey, I just wanted to say happy St. Patrick's Day. I know that a lot of people... Well, actually, by the time they're listening to this podcast, it's going to be over. But, yeah, so apparently my coworkers are out partying, and they sent me, like, a video of where there's, like, a lot of chaos and a lot of the people at. And it's all happening on Grand Street, I think. And... my office building is actually on Grand Street, so like he was like taking a video of like our office being crowded, and I was like, damn dude, I hope nobody like throws any Molotovs at the building or fuck? Like because dude, people are like crazily drunk over there right now.
Yeah,
and they're in front of our office building, so I was like, okay, well, if I can't go to work, next week, so I know why, but it looks like everybody's having a great time. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about actually going down there too, but I don't want to get stuck in traffic in LA, and I don't want to do this during the night when there's a lot of danger in the night. I'd rather be playing video games.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think people might still be hungover by the time this podcast comes out from St. Patrick's Day, dude. But I'm with you. I've mellowed out for sure. I remember I used to do the whole 9 yards. Just dye your beer green, just put a little drop of food coloring in it, and then your pee turns green too, dude. Those days are long gone though now, man.
Yeah. I can barely handle a beer anymore.
Yeah, dude. What is even St. Patrick's Day? What does that celebrate, dude? Because I mean, we don't get that day off. It's not a national holiday. Is that just an excuse to get drunk?
I think so. Like my old job when I used to work in the city, it was like we always had to close down like the whole street of downtown San Diego, and that was because they had a big parade going through. But then I was like, why are these people taking the day off? Like what's going on? I don't know. So
interesting.
I always wanted to take that day off too and get drunk.
Same. I think the only times I really went hard was when it was on like a Friday. You know what I mean? I guess it was on a Saturday this year, so it's close. A lot of stuff happened in video games this week, man. First and foremost, Rick's favorite game, Fortnite, got some exposure out there. Drake was on a Twitch stream playing it, dude. The rapper Drake, which is huge, man.
Yeah. Does he even play video games, or is it just this one video game
I don't know.
He just started playing?
I don't know how it even happened. He partnered up with this Twitch streamer named Ninja. It wasn't even just Drake. It was Drake, Travis Scott, and this guy who plays in the NFL called Juju something. I think he's on the Steelers or something. I don't really watch the Steelers anymore, so I don't know who the hell he is. I think he's a rookie. But like, dude, all these people were playing Fortnite with this Twitch streamer, and they had maybe 600,000 people watching them. It was crazy, dude.
Damn, dude.
You know what it is? It's free marketing for Fortnite, dude. People are just seeing this. They're getting introduced to Fortnite. They're getting introduced to Twitch for the first time as well. And they're like, oh, hey, I can do this. I can play this game. It's free. Let's play it. So, holy shit, dude. Whoever set that up. Platinum Games owes them $1 million, dude. Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. But I don't think he's too good at the game. I think he was getting trashed up by everybody.
What if he was paid, to actually play the game by the people who made Fortnite? So it's like that way they can advertise more, get more people to play games and at the same time play their game, Fortnite. I think that's a good marketing strategy.
Yeah. I mean, if they did, well, no. Because you have to claim that now. You know what I mean? Like, you know how people on Instagram and stuff They'll like pose with fucking tea or like a pizza or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the company that makes that tea or that pizza pays you to take that picture, you have to put down that it's an ad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's like a FCC law or some shit like that. Like you have to put
but
hashtag ad or some shit on it.
what about like video games? You
Yeah,
know?
because there have been. There was another game that's just like Fortnite. What the fuck is it called? The Darwin Project or something like that.
Mhm.
And they had like a tournament, or they paid people to play the game on Twitch this week. You know, popular streamers that probably wouldn't have played the game, but they gave them money to play the game anyways. And in their titles of their streams, they had to put hashtag ad on it. So I've seen it on Twitch a few times too.
Ooh,
So
okay.
just the fact that it wasn't there, that I think the title was only playing Fortnite with Drake, that prompts me to think that it wasn't an ad and Drake just did this for the love of the game, maybe. I don't know, dude.
Wait, so he plays video games? Is he just now coming out that he's playing video games?
Oh, that's a great statement in every single way, dude. Maybe, I don't know, man. I've never seen him play video games, but you know what? His skill in video games is exactly where I assumed it would be.
Amazing.
Slightly better than a trash can. You know, he's like the trash can lid, maybe. But it's funny. And, you know, it's just great advertising for Twitch, too, right? Because one tweet from Drake has like, what, 20 million followers on Twitter or something like that? He tweeted he was playing. He tweeted the Twitch link for Ninja's channel, and Jesus shit, dude. That's great for Amazon, great for Twitch, you know? Just getting more people on the platform, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, great move. If Amazon and Platinum Games didn't pay Drake, that's an even better move. They owe him so much, dude. They're about to make a Drake skin in Fortnite soon, I bet.
Damn.
Just to commemorate this moment, dude. I bet you it'll be funny.
It'll be a picture of a trash can.
That's true. Yeah. Instead of, you know, you can hide in a bush, he hides in a trash can and shit. That'd be hilarious. But that's not the only Fortnite news. Fortnite came out on iOS, man, this week. And apparently you can play with PC people on your phone. It's kind of crazy, dude.
How is that even possible?
Well, so you make So Fortnite, right? They let people from Xbox and PS4 play for like 2 days until someone found out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think it's because you have a Platinum Games account. You know what I mean? It's not tied to your PSN or your Xbox in-game name or anything like that. You have an actual Platinum Games account, and you make that account on your phone too. So it's all on their servers anyways, man. They could just have this huge player base that can play together. So I think that's how it works for them. So it's wild, man. Dude, that should be an achievement, winning a game on your phone. Because I don't know, there's like way too much stuff you have to do, right? You have to pick up guns. You have to be able to build quickly. How do you do that with your two thumbs, dude? That's kind of crazy.
That is crazy. And is it playing with other players on different consoles and stuff like that?
I think it's mainly you could play with PC people, but I think they try to keep it just to all like mobile phone people. Yeah, because you could probably tell someone's just turning super slow around a corner and shit, dude, with a shotgun.
Yeah,
and the person with the mouse is like aimbotting everywhere. But the possibility is there, man. That would be so funny though. I would just make my name in the game playing on phone and just embarrass people whenever I win. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck is this guy? He's playing on his phone. I'm like, yep. Except I'm on PC. Joke's on you, dude. I actually downloaded it because of all this, dude. I actually downloaded Fortnite on my PC. I haven't played it yet, though. Just to get that, because I haven't played it at all, man. I've never even played it on PlayStation. I think I downloaded it when Destiny started dying.
Mm-hmm.
But then Kingdom Hearts came through. So I was distracted with that. But yeah, man, I haven't played Fortnite yet, so I'm about to jump on the train. Shoutouts to Drake and Travis Scott and the iPhone app, man.
Yeah, you should have called him on the cell phone. Yeah.
Amazing, dude. That was amazing. Other news: Final Fantasy 15 looks great on PC, which is cool. SquareSoft finally got something right with their ports. I think last
Are
week
you gonna actually give that a shot?
I don't know, dude, because everything I've heard about it kind of scares me, man. Especially like when you were talking about it too, how you just like don't recognize the ending of that game at all. You know what I mean? Or it broke you or whatever.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
8 out of a 10. Yeah. So, yeah.
You're not gonna delve into why you give it that 8?
Yeah. I'll just let it to your imagination.
Dude, I don't want to play this game for like 50 hours and then after realize, oh my god, dude, why did I play this game? You got to give me something, man.
You know, you create that special bond with your bros. You go on that journey together, and that's what's pretty awesome.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Do all the I have to look too if all the DLCs come out with it too, or if you have to buy those individually still on PC. I have a feeling there's got to be like a gold version or something where everything comes with it, right?
Yeah, I think it's $60 and it comes with everything.
Oh, okay. That's not bad then.
Yeah, it's really. I haven't played the DLCs though. You know,
did you buy them like a season pass or something?
I don't remember. I heard it got good reviews though for the DLCs. So it's supposed to enhance the story and all that, and I think they added more stuff to the story too. But you know, I just been so disconnected from it. You know, like since I finished the game, that's it. I finished the game.
Dang, you didn't dwell on it at all, dude.
Yep. My journey with my bros is in my mind.
Okay. Well, maybe, man. I mean, it looks awesome. I've seen it on streams. I'm seeing like YouTube videos of it on PC, and it looks great. So maybe, man. Maybe.
Yeah, I have a video of me fighting one of the bosses. It's pretty cool. I think I might have shown you, but you know, if you're willing to check it out.
Was it that chick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like fighting her in the air.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to imagine that in 60 FPS, dude.
That's what I'm like thinking. I'm considering of buying it on the PC port. You know, it's like they supposedly enhanced everything and all the things look super amazing. So maybe I might buy that. I'm not sure.
You might have convinced me, man. Just by you saying that you would buy it again and play it, oh, you might have convinced me, dude. Maybe.
Yeah. I love the fishing in there.
Fishing in every RPG, man. You know why? I was gonna mispronounce Japan. Japan is an island. What do you do on an island? You fucking fish, dude.
Exactly.
That's why I think there's so much fishing in video games, man. Holy shit, dude.
Dude, I was like, turned on my Nintendo Switch and I was like looking up specifically for fishing games. I was like, man, I don't know why I have this urge to start fishing, but you know, like I don't eat fish often, but I do like the sport, so maybe I'll get into fishing in real life.
Nintendo Labo, man, you're gonna pick it up.
Oh hell yeah, I am.
Oh, that's funny, man. So yeah, maybe I'll pick it up. I mean, it's cool that, you know, Square Enix is getting some praise for this port, especially after, you know, last week we were just talking about how Chrono Trigger just took a shit, you know, and didn't do well on the PC. So much so like the community's fixing it up. So good news from them. I know this one will hit home for you, dude. Geralt is gonna be in Soul Calibur 6, dude. Think he's a good fit?
Possibly. I'm not really sure, but the combat, I have to really like give it a shot and playing Soul Calibur again because I'm not very good at these fighter games, and when I last tried Soul
What?
Calibur, dude, with Mitsurugi, I was getting my butt whooped by everybody. They're just
Really?
passing me around, whooping my butt, and when I was playing Soul Calibur. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm discouraged at this point. But if Geralt's gonna be in there, he has to be pretty bomb.
Yeah. I used to be pretty G'd up. Well, maybe at the second Soul Calibur. I used to use. Oh, I'm going to butcher his name because I don't remember. Was there a guy named Killick? I used to use a guy named Killick. And then this dude with nunchucks. He used to be pretty cheap because he had fast combos. He could just juggle people. But Soul Calibur is always good for that, right? I think Darth Vader was in Soul Calibur one time. Link was in Soul Calibur one time.
Yeah.
So they always have some random guest characters in there. But I think he fits right in because the main thing about Soul Calibur is they fight with weapons and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
Geralt's got his sword. Doesn't he have dual blades too?
Shoot, I don't even remember what did I give Geralt. He had a sword mainly.
Just one sword? Well, can't you switch it?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have like a silver sword too that has different combos?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but he doesn't use it all at once.
At the same time.
He switched. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was mainly a sword and magic. So he's probably gonna have a lot of magic.
Mm-hmm. So I played a little bit of Witcher 2. Did you ever play Witcher 2?
Not really, but I heard you said you didn't like it.
Well, no, it wasn't that I didn't like. I couldn't get past like certain. Oh no, that's the one where I forgot to loot the Kraken I killed. So when I got to the next part, yeah. So that's what turned me off from it. But no, the one I didn't like was the first one, just because that game is so old and dated. Like the controls were weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool in Witcher 2 when you spend your time fighting these huge monsters, like the Kraken, like werewolves and shit, and then you get into a fight with like some random knight in the street. And you're like, really, dude? You're gonna test me? You know what I've killed? That's always cool.
Yeah.
So maybe getting that feeling of Geralt just being the ultimate badass against other humans will return. But yeah, like you said,
should play number 3 because that's how you feel the entire game.
Damn, dude, that's all I think about now when I think about video games is like the amount of time I'm gonna invest in it. You know what I mean? That's kind of
100 plus hours.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I need to get out of that mindset. Maybe I just need to change my mindset, dude. Just do some hypnosis on me and say time is not a thing. Right? Time is not a thing. Maybe we just need to do that, dude.
Time is money. Money is game.
Shit, there you go.
Time.
There you go, man. But yeah, Soul Calibur is always good for the guest characters. Like we said, Darth Vader. I think Yoda was in it too. Maybe who else was in it? Link for sure. I think Spawn was in it too. I think Kratos was in a Soul Calibur. So
yeah, I think so.
There's always guest characters, so it's not really a strange move, but it's cool to see Gerald in other stuff. New Tomb Raider got teased this week, and I think we were just talking about this a couple weeks too, man. But it's annoying how they have to come out with a trailer for the trailer. Like, what the fuck? I know, it's so stupid. It's so stupid because they come out with like this little 30-second thing about Shadow of Tomb Raider. And you're like, okay, cool. And at the end of this 30-second thing, it says, watch the reveal trailer in April. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? This isn't the reveal trailer? Get the fuck out of my face. Because I think we were talking about that a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago, just about how we like when games get announced and less than a year later, they're released. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This just looks like the start of a long rollout for this video game. It's like, oh, here's a teaser to the trailer of the reveal trailer. And you're like, what the fuck? So we don't even have a release date for this game. We have a date for when we're going to first hear about this game. Get the fuck out of my face. Who's making... Oh, dude, is that Square that's making Tomb Raider now? Is it still Square?
I have no idea.
Shit. Well, no. They're really good at taking a long time to make their games, so I'd believe it, man. Resident Evil. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Dude, I was just reading. They're barely hiring people to make that game right now. We're not going to see that game for years, bro.
What? I thought they were even in the design process of remaking that game.
Dude.
They haven't even hired the people to start
thinking
article about the game?
Dude, there was an article I read about how there's job openings Square to be part of the development team for Final Fantasy VII Remake, dude.
Oh my
We've never seen
god.
this game come out, man.
Oh my god. It's gonna be 50 years from now,
Dude, it will
49
be.
years from now. Oh my god.
Think about it, it's already been almost 3 years since they announced it, so Jesus shit, dude. If we
Yeah.
don't hear anything from this E3, which is actually coming up soon in like 3 months, then shit, we're not hearing nothing from it until 2020, bro.
Yeah, it's
2020,
gonna
we're
come out in 20 years, a bit from now, and then
shit.
they're gonna drop the project before it even
Shit,
releases.
probably get the PT treatment, dude. We're gonna get a teaser for the reveal trailer in maybe 5 years.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, man, it's bullshit. Um, and then lastly, big news, a lot of big news. Monster Hunter World, game we've been playing a lot recently, is gonna get some updates, free updates next week. Um,
Hmm.
First one is Devil Joe, which is a monster that's been in past games. Seems like a badass. Some people have described him as a giant pickle. Others have described him as Basil Guy's Beetlejuice, but on the land. Um, his trailer was crazy. They said his body's always hot, so he's always got to eat. And they showed him eating, what was it? A Kuluyaku, that little bird guy. And they showed him fighting a freaking Beetlejuice dude. So it's crazy. We've never seen anybody fight that thing successfully. He just
Yeah.
jumped in the air, grabbed it, and threw it around, dude. So are you excited for some new blood we got to spill in this game, man?
Heck yeah. I think I was talking with Danny and Scott, and they were
Mm-hmm.
saying like he has to eat his own tail, and then when he eats other monsters, he gets stronger or something like that. And I was like saying, what if before he's eating his tail, like we have to carve it really fast before he does that. But if you're
Mm.
stuck in the middle of the animation of carving, I'm thinking they should have it where if you're still carving the tail and he's gonna eat the tail and he eats you, it should be like an instant KO or something like that.
Shit.
That would be crazy. It's like you have to carve it fast enough, but if you're not careful, he can like one shot you because you're in the middle of carving it. So I was thinking, I'm excited for this new monster because of like I've just been on the grind of different armors and different weapons, and now is the time to have a different enemy that we can just annihilate for like another week or so.
Yeah, man. I mean, as he looks to me, it looks like he's Godzilla or something, you know? He just shoots like a friggin' laser beam out of his mouth everywhere that'll kill people super hard. So I can't wait for that either. You're right. Just, something new to kill in the game. Plus he's green, so that means his armor is going to be green. So I can't wait, dude. What else? Devil May Cry. You're going to be able to get Dante weapons, and I think it's a charge blade, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be able to get his costume too. And I think it's just his costume, so it's not like we have to equip one thing and we look like Dante. Like we could wear his trench coat and then still have like samurai pants on or something. So I think that's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah,
Get
it's
his
gonna be fucking hella sick.
hairstyle too, maybe, or something like that. Speaking of hairstyles, I gave everybody a coupon to change what their character looks like. Just
Name change. We need a name change. That's what we need.
You already want to change your character's name? I thought Star was your guy, dude.
Yeah, it sounds cool. But then I think it was like Mark said, he's like, "Oh, that sounds like a stripper name." I was like, "You know what? You ruined my entire world."
That's amazing, dude.
You ruined my fantasy RPG world. I just gotta rethink my names now.
Holy shit. Wasn't that your character's name in Persona 5 too?
Yeah, it was
Oh
Star,
my
and I was
God.
like, you know what? God damn, you just blew my world all apart.
That is
So.
fucking hilarious. Oh man. But yeah, they gave everybody a freebie because to do that again, you actually have to pay. They're gonna put that up in the store. If you want to change the way your character looks, give us $5, which it's whatever. It's mainly cosmetic anyways, right? It's not like Destiny where you have to buy like different armors and all that shit with money. What else? There's gonna be a spring festival. They're gonna change the way the gathering hub looks. There's gonna be a new costume for the handler. Um, a bunch of new dances that you could buy.
Change the handler. I think they need to change the handler.
Yeah, I don't get it. What is all the hate about the handler about, man?
I
I mean, I
think,
never minded her,
the
but
majority of people are thinking, she's way too cheery.
mm,
Two, she always says she tries to claim some of the feats that you've done. Like, oh yeah, we did it. We've destroyed the monster. We saved the world, kind of thing.
mm,
But my personal vendetta is just like every time I die, like I'm upset that I passed out, and I respond and I'm like, oh, I can eat again. But when you're in the middle of eating, she's like happy and like cheering you on, and like, I don't want to see a happy face right now. I want to, it's like, I'm upset I died. I don't want to see this right now. So I try to skip it as fast as possible, but you still get that little glimpse of her smiling through the fire, and I'm like, just let me get to battle. Let me get back into battle right now. So that's my personal thing. It's just, yeah.
okay, I guess, man. Yeah, it's never bothered me. I guess I really just haven't paid too much attention to her. But you're right. She does try to claim some of the credit, and you're doing all the hard work. She just hangs out and reads a book, dude.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I kind of feel it. Your freaking Palico deserves more credit than her, man.
Hell yeah. What is going on? Yeah, you need to put the Palico in the spotlight. It saved my life so many. I have a video of like where I got stunned, and then it was the Ergon, and right when he was about to slam me, my Palico comes out of nowhere, smacks me out of the way, and then takes the full hit of the Ergon. And I was like, damn, you a G. You a G,
Jesus.
Palico. Yeah, I saved it. It was amazing too. It looks amazing, so.
That's funny, man. But yeah, I mean, the real cool thing about this is it sounds like a Final Fantasy 14 event. You know what I mean? Where they have their little spring cherry blossom event where you can get a kimono or whatever. You can get like a pet, some emote, you can get fireworks, whatever. Just small stuff to say that you played during the season of the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have that in Monster Hunter. What's the difference? The difference is you don't have to pay $14 a month to play Monster Hunter, dude. It's crazy, man, that they're just giving us this free content, this free extra content like that. I think it's cool. Because not only that, I mean, they're coming out with, I think, a new costume for the pig that you have. They
Yeah.
have the Mega Man costume coming out as well for the Palico. So, shout outs to Monster Hunter World, man. I think we've said this a few times on here, but shit. Keep coming with the content, dude. It's great.
Yeah. Danny was like telling me too. He's like, the past Monster Hunter games, they like would release a bunch of DLCs for free throughout the years, and I'm like, man, that is pretty good.
Right.
It's just keeping us motivated to keep playing, to keep grinding for new stuff, and but me personally, I think we're just missing that place where we can all gather and see each other, without having to go to that hub upstairs, kind of thing.
So they're making that better because instead of going back to Astera after your missions, they're going to give you an option to go back to the Gathering Hub, so we could all hang out there. Oh, but you know what? Is everything in the Gathering? You know what? Everything you need is in the Gathering Hub. You can eat there. You have a box up there. You can get missions up there. So yeah, man, maybe we'll just start hanging out in the Gathering Hub now. Since we
We're
can
missing
leave
like
and
the
return
forge. Is the forge up there?
there. Oh, you're right. If you want to make armor. Oh, very true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Okay. Add the forge to the Gathering Hub, Capcom.
Yeah. I would never go back down there.
Balls in your court. Oh yeah, you know what? There's no store either.
Yeah.
So I guess
yeah.
you can't really restock like that. But yeah, step in the right direction though, which is great. Like I said, for a game you don't have to pay. I haven't paid any more into the game other than the, I think, $80 I spent from initially buying it. Yet I'm still getting all this great content. It's fucking amazing, dude. So keep it up. Oh, last but not least, dude, weapon buffs are coming in. they're not nerfing anything, which is
Yeah, they are the charge blade.
they're not really
Balance.
nerfing
They
it.
call it balancing, not nerfing, not decreasing attack, but balancing.
Well, what are they
Everybody else is
balancing?
getting an increase of something.
What are they balancing in the charge blade?
I think Anthony mentioned something about with the stun. I'm
Okay.
guessing it has something to do with the guard point when you block at a certain right way, and you kind of can knock them out, the monster.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he said they're reducing that. Either way, it's being balanced versus increase in attack or increase of this.
Okay.
Everything else is getting increased.
Damn. See, I was sitting here thinking everything got increased, but I guess that's fair, man. Everything couldn't be buffed up all the way. I mean, as for me, I'm starting to use Insect Glaive now, and I'm excited because our buffs last longer. I think because the point of the Insect Glaive is you get all these buffs by extracting it from the monster,
Mm-hmm.
I think if you hit him in the limbs, you get a speed boost. If you hit him in the head, you get a power boost. And anywhere else, you could either get health or I forgot what the last boost is. But anyways, you get these extracts from the monster, and they only last maybe a minute or less. So you have that minute to get back in there and attack and just get as many attacks off as possible. And it gets pretty tedious throughout a fight, having to keep track of that and then going back and shooting your bug and getting those extracts again. So I think they elongated the amount of time that the buffs last, which is exactly what I was looking for, man. So they're buffing that up. I think they reduced the cost of some of the attacks on longsword as far as your meter that you build, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for dual blades too. I think they changed up how much you can cancel out of your demon mode or whatever it is. Haven't really looked at anything else, but as far as I know, I think they've pushed out more damage that you're able to do with every weapon. I guess that's the only thing is the status effect for the charge blade, or where you can knock out the monster is the only thing that changed on that one for the negative.
Too powerful.
Is it really? Is charge blade the most powerful weapon in the game?
It is, my friend.
All right. I guess I'm not converted. Well, you know what? I've never found a need to use it because you and Anthony use it, so that's enough people that have it where I don't need to use it, right?
Yeah, I think there's only us two that have been using it, and then Danny's using it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crystal's using it too.
See,
So
that's plenty of people.
More
That's
people
fine,
using
dude.
it.
I'll stick with the Insect Glaive and just hang out, dude. But yeah, man. Speaking of Monster Hunter, what games have you been playing this week, man?
Monster Hunter. Yeah, that's the only game I've really been playing. But I kind of been using Charge Blade a lot, so I said, you know what, let me start playing with the other builds because I already maxed out or got everything I wanted for the Charge Blade, and I started playing with the bow and the gun lance, and I got almost everything for the bow, and I got in pretty better. I'm not a pro or not expert, but I got better than how I was before. I'm dodging way a lot. I'm getting hit way less, and I'm doing all of my combos that I need to do. But especially like when I'm in a crowd, that I hold back on the little rocks because I know that everybody gets upset with those little rocks that fly everywhere. So I try not to shoot that stuff. But yeah, just playing with the bow. The gun lance is interesting. You just keep poking and shooting away, and but it's like I feel like you're a turtle. You're more of turtling, and it's kind of hard with the mobility.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten used to it. It's going from bow where you can dash and dodge everywhere to gun lance where you have to kind of just stay still and wait for him to jump right in front of you, and then you poke him. But yeah, just going through the grind of getting all this stuff, getting different armors, finding different gems. I just found out like one of the gems was like called Mind's Eye or something like that, and it helps the bow. And I never knew that some of these skills existed until I discover it. But yeah, and then also I learned that if you play music with Monster Hunter. It's amazing. So I've been playing and messing around with Spotify on the PS4. But make sure you launch Spotify before you go into Monster Hunter, because you're gonna get kicked out of Monster Hunter online part, at least every time you try to go back into the Spotify app. But yeah, it's awesome just playing to different beats and music, fighting different monsters, playing the Terror House theme song to when you're fighting a Raytheon, it's awesome, It's just like you want to dish out all the problems that you learned from Terrace House. Oh, by the way, I just started watching Terrace House too, so the latest season, so it's just I can release my anger out on Monster Hunter in the meantime.
Wait, dude, you just gave me a great idea, man. You thought we were talking about dishing out your problems to the monster and stuff. Isn't Phoenix Wright Capcom?
Yeah,
dude, Phoenix Wright skin in Monster Hunter. We need it yesterday, dude. We need an ASPCA, dude. I want to wear just that suit.
Papers.
I want to have a freaking longsword finger that I'm just going to point at people, dude.
Holy shit. And it does like critical damage. Exposes the weekness, points them.
And then just listen to that music.
Oh man, I would be so. I think I'm gonna go download that. Play that to the thing. Oh man,
dude, we need a Ace Attorney skin. Oh man, that'd actually be fucking amazing.
You need to be a strategist or something like that,
for the releases.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd sell the game so much. So,
oh man, but it's interesting you say you feel like you have to turtle up with the gun lance, because I was messing around with the lance last time we were playing, and they said it's actually one of the most mobile classes. Oh well, maybe not the gun lance, because you can't do that charge.
Exactly, the gun lance. I felt like a free spirit. The other day I was playing with Dustin and learning the gun lance, and then I was like running, constantly just running zigzags with the thing, and then I accidentally ran to a wall where you can run off. And apparently if you're dashing with that dash, you run upwards on the wall and you turn around and you do a down spike. Yeah. And then I did that, and then Dustin was like, oh my god, I never knew you could do that. So me and him were just the entire time ignoring the monster, and we were just running up the walls with that dash. It was pretty funny. But,
that's funny, dude.
Yeah, the gun lance, you can't do that stuff. That's why I'm like, man, it's kind of hard because I'm like hopping with the gun lance.
Yeah, I think that is the thing, though, is you always have to press X if you want to get around anywhere, like the dodges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the lance, man, I was doing this attack. I think we were fighting Anjanath or something. And I was just, playing with the meta of the lance and just holding my shield up and charging like you would normally do in medieval times with a lance. And Rick is standing next to Anjanath, charging up his shot, with his gun lance. And I go to attack Anjanath, and Rick slowly turns his gun away from Anjanath and right into my path and shoots me before I can make any damage.
And I missed Anjanath, I think, completely.
No, because you specifically hit me instead.
Dude, I was trying to point it upward. I was trying to point upward,
video
but
evidence.
when you're pointing the knob, my lance was like turning left.
Of this video. I just remember thinking, wow, Rick is trolling me. He's trolling me. He's getting it all out. Oh, because that's another update that's happening to Monster Hunter. You can't hit anybody while they're carving anymore and interrupt them from carving.
Darn.
So Rick's just getting his trolls out now, man. Which is fine.
Dude, I can't control it. I can't control this thing.
I'll just never use the lance again, dude.
I remember the other day when you were using it, you ran over Dustin 2 times.
So many times, dude. Yeah, man. I was getting my payback on Dustin's ass, dude.
That was pretty funny.
I feel like I always get hit by that thing. But yeah, Monster Hunter World is just a new game with every weapon you start to use. You know what I mean? And then you want to build,
max it out.
an explosive version of that weapon. So you have to kill Basil Goose like 5 times to get all the right parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, just always the main grind for the hero stones or the warrior stones. I finally got a longsword hero stone.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. Threw that on threw that on the Nergigante longsword. So that was great. Um, Doing the new challenges, the one faint missions, 15-minute long timers, dude, with weapons you don't normally use. Those have been fun. So just
Yeah.
making the best out of the game that you can, dude. I think, oh shit, that's what video games are all about, right? So
Yeah.
still having fun in that for sure. Other than that, played the Octopath Traveler demo that's out right now on the Switch, and dude, that game is great, man. The art style is amazing. I only played through the campaign, so there's 2 campaigns on it. There's
Mm.
one for a knight named Alderic, and one for a dancer. I forgot what the dancer's name is. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what that class would even do in an RPG. So I didn't even do that one. I just did Alderic's, and I haven't even finished it yet. I think I spent maybe an hour or two
God damn.
just running around. Because it's, dude, the atmosphere. It's like, how can I explain this? So you know Parappa the Rapper, right? How
Yeah.
everybody's kind of flat, but they could walk in like a 3D world, kind of. That's what the art style is like in Octopath Traveler. You're like this 2D pixelated sprite, but you could walk forwards and backwards, side to side, and it's like from an isometric view where it's on the horizon. You know what I mean? So you walk towards the camera. It's not like top down like Pokemon is.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like StarCraft, where it's an isometric camera for the point of view. So things go in and out of focus as you go closer to the screen and walk down some paths, and it's just really, really detailed. It's awesome, man. I can't wait for the full game to come out, which I think is this summer, if I'm not mistaken. So can't wait. If you have a Switch, definitely recommend to download it. It's good times. I still have to play through as the dancer and see what her roles are.
Buffing.
Probably, huh? But that means I'd have to recruit somebody to actually fight for me. Oh, you know what? That
Yeah.
might be a thing. Okay, now I see where it's going. But yeah, man, it's giving me, or it's scratching that itch I have too for the need to play a turn-based RPG. You know what I mean?
Persona 5.
Nah, I don't think I'll dive that deep into it yet. I'm still playing a little bit of. Well, I haven't played it this week, but longest 5 minutes. That one's scratching the itch too. But this Octopath Traveler, man, I need that to come out today, dude, so we can play it. Yeah, man. So this week we'll be talking about backwards compatibility. We recently heard about a bunch of the new changes that Xbox is having, whether Xbox Game Pass, and there's a bunch of 360 games, a bunch of regular Xbox games on there. You can download and play on your Xbox One, man. In the most recent generation of consoles, at least when the Xbox One first came out, or PS4 first came out, you couldn't play jack shit on there unless it was a PS4 Xbox One game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think last time we talked about like the golden age of gaming. What would you consider the golden age of gaming to be? With what console were you playing the most games on?
I would think it would have to be the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
That was like when I was playing mostly with everybody, all the friends, cousins, family, and just everybody I knew had a PS2 basically back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
before going to Xbox. But I think that was the time, or at least the Nintendo. Maybe that wasn't really my time. I was just 5 years
Back in the
old.
day. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, didn't know anything and just playing games. But maybe that was the time of the golden age. So I don't know.
Yeah, I want to say it's maybe even PlayStation 1. But as far as like for me, it'd be PlayStation 2 for sure. Cuz I think games were in that I guess I want to say teenage phase. You know what I mean? Where it was
Yeah.
still kind of niche enough, but not in popular culture so much. So you did have random games about random bullshit. You know what I mean? There wasn't a standard of how you had to make or play video games, right? Like people were coming out with, I don't know, penguin shooting games or just random shit nowadays. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
now on PS4 you have to have an orchestra playing in the background. You have to have explosions everywhere. You have to be able to free aim, have a free camera, and shoot around in an open world. You know what I mean? There's more or less a formula of what makes a successful game nowadays. Where back PS2, that formula was still in its infant stages, right? You could still make a side-scrolling game with one or two unique mechanics that nobody else had. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You don't really see that kind of diversity anymore in video games, which is why I think, yeah, I think we could both agree that the PS2 kind of era. What was out during PS2? Was Xbox? Xbox was out during PS2, right? They were competitors.
Yeah, I think they came out a little bit later though, with that whole Halo thing, and that's when everybody hopped on board on Halo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. So you're right. Maybe it was like Sega Saturn that was in competition. Wait, no, Sega Saturn would have been in competition with what?
PS1.
PS1, the Dreamcast too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, because that's the console I played everything on, dude. Grand Theft Auto, PS2. You know what I mean? What else was on PS2 that I was playing a lot? Um, Final Fantasy X, which, dude, I could not. I think I had that game for maybe 2 years before I played it.
Wow.
Dude, it's because you know how that game starts so slow, where it's like run to this point, watch a cutscene.
A
Run to this
10-hour
point, watch a
cutscene.
cutscene. Yeah, dude.
Another 10-hour cutscene.
It took you forever to get out of Xanarkand and to hook up with Yuna and her crew, man. That it turned me off of the game so much. So yeah, I think I would always get to like the island and first meet Waka, and then you meet what's that? The blue dude's name, Kamari? Is that his name?
I think so.
And it's just
Tiger
like,
lion
yeah,
looking
dude. And
thing.
it's like, all right, dude, I'm tired of these cutscenes. I just want to get out there and fight and level up. And it took so long to do that stuff. But yeah, those among other games, dude, that just made the PlayStation 2 god tier, right? And what else was god tier about the PlayStation 2? You can play your PlayStation 1 games on it, dude. That shit was backwards compatible, right?
Yeah.
Um, and even like when PS3 first came out, right? Weren't you able to play PS2 games on there?
No, you only could
Really?
play PS1 games, and then they started. I don't know if you still can. Can you still play PS2 games now?
No, I think in like the first, like the fat PS3s, like the ones that first came out, I think you could play PS2 games on there. Um, but I think those broke down too much, like they overheated a lot and things like that, so they stopped making those. So you can only play like PS1 games on your PlayStation 3. Because I know I've been playing. Oh, remember? Yeah, that one time we played Brave Fencer Musashi over here at my house. That was
Hmm.
on PlayStation 3.
That's a PS1 game, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, yeah. When out PlayStation 2. Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
still play PlayStation 1 games, I think, as far as PlayStation 3 goes. I don't know. On the 3 Slim, can you play PlayStation games on that shit?
PlayStation games, yeah.
On the
I
Slim?
just remember number two, PS2. You couldn't play those games because that was like a different beast in its time. So I'm not sure now. I really don't know.
Yeah. And then PS4 comes out and you can't do shit on there, dude. You can only play PS4 games.
PS4 games, yep.
Period. You can't even play PS3 games, dude. And I mean, although that's when, PS3 time, Xbox 360 time, that's when games started to get mainstream, right? What would you blame? What game would you blame for video games blowing up like they are today?
It would have to be Halo, Call of Duty, just mainly the big franchise games.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of people got sucked into. They started getting sucked into the shooters and all that, and I think that's what kind of took off with everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I would blame. Yeah, you're right. For me, at least, I would blame COD 4, the first Modern Warfare, dude. I would blame that
Yeah.
one. And then with the release of Modern Warfare 2, that just blew it up from there. You know what I mean? I think that
Yeah.
started the professional, because professional Halo was a thing. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't really that well known. I think professional Call of Duty got known way more because of Modern Warfare 2, dude. Like that shit popped off super hard, you know?
Yeah.
I think that did specifically sell consoles for sure, dude. Um, so it's kind of wild, man, that how video games have grown, and it sucks that people can go and look to the future and play, but they don't see like the roots. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I have a ton of my PlayStation 1 games still that and PlayStation 2 games that I'll probably never play again just because I don't have that console. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I know you could buy stuff digitally, right? Have you bought any like PlayStation 2 games off of the PSN store at all to play on your PS4?
Xenogears.
Ah, there you
Uh,
go.
yeah.
Wait, that's
I
playable
only
on PS4 or PS3?
PS3.
Ah,
That's the
okay.
only one that I bought that was like an old game
Mm-hmm.
console. Because mainly I still had discs. You know, I just recently converted to digital content, which was like last year. I just started going from disc to content like that. But yeah, I think that's the only game I really bought, rebought, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that crazy too? I remember we used to talk about that, about how, oh man, I'm never gonna buy stuff digitally, dude.
exactly, I remember that.
I remember that so specifically. And then yeah, I think we talked about it before how, when Xbox said, "Oh yeah, we're only releasing games," or you know what I mean, if you buy a game and you enter it into your Xbox, that disc won't work on any other Xbox. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
PlayStation said, "Oh, here's how you share games." There's that video of those guys like handing a disc to each other or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was so funny.
I remember we were talking about like the death of GameStop and stuff, and although business at GameStop isn't as great as it used to be, I mean they're still kicking and thriving, right? Um, the only thing that sucks, so about that, right? That's cool. You could buy Xenogears and play it. I think I bought it too. Yeah, remember I bought it and I fell asleep because it.
Yeah, I was like, no, no, don't fall out of it.
Because it's and you know why? It's doing the same thing that Final Fantasy X was doing. I think the
Bringing you through cutscenes.
exactly in the beginning because they're introducing all the characters, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where I specifically fell asleep. And the cutscenes in Xenogears are great. It's anime, dude. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. But I remember the specific part I fell asleep on. I think I'm in the forest
The
and I
forest.
met the girl for the first time. Like that cutscene of her shooting something, I think played, and I fell asleep right after, dude. But that's a little bit into the game, right? Like I have to do some stuff in this town first, in the initial town. So I gave it a good try. Yeah. What did
Yeah,
you say?
yeah.
There you go. So I don't know. I have to get back into that eventually.
One
But
more try.
yeah,
One more
one more
try.
try. But what I guess the point I'm trying to get at here is, yeah, I downloaded on my PS3. I have that content digitally. I can't play that shit on my PS4.
Nope.
That's bullshit. So now, not only are discs not backwards compatible, but digital content isn't backwards compatible too. Does that sound crazy?
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Like you should think that, oh, it's a program, it's a file, a piece of software in your system. What makes it so I can't play it on a different system? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's kind of wild. And I think, I'm trying to think, can you play PS2 games on the PS4? Like, have you downloaded any PS
Mm,
classics?
no, I haven't tried, so I don't know.
Because I'm trying to think right now, and I think that they come out with different versions of the games. Like, they're not, because there's like a whole section in the PlayStation Store that are PS1 classics.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you could play any of those on the PlayStation 4. That I'm trying to think about it. And at the same time, there's only certain PlayStation 2 games that you could play on the PS4. And those you have to buy separately. Because I remember one of my favorite games on the PS2 too, again, golden age of video games, right, is Bully. Play the shit out of Bully on the PS2. And I saw it was on the PS store, the PlayStation store, so I could download it onto my PlayStation. I was like, shit, I'll buy that. I'll like no life the game too, so I can get all the trophies. I know if there were trophies out when PlayStation 2 was out, I'd definitely platinum the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I remember buying it for PlayStation 3, and I ran into that same conundrum. You know what I mean? I had a PlayStation 4. I was like, oh, dude, I have Bully. It's in the PlayStation store for the PS4. Let me just download it on here since I already bought it. Psych! I had to pay a whole other $20 to play Bully on my PS4, even though I had already bought it for the PS3, dude.
Wasn't it remastered though? Like,
yeah,
wasn't that?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is like, dude, that's crazy. I already own this game twice over, and it was, well, can I say that? Would it be considered remastered for the PlayStation 3 from PlayStation 2?
Because that's what I'm thinking. You're probably playing the PS2 version on the PS3, but they remastered it for the PS4. So you're playing a kind of separate game.
See, and I don't buy that because they would have just added trophies, because there's no trophies in the PS3 version, right? Since that's the PS2 one. So they add trophies and you got to pay 20 extra bucks, dude. It's a completely different game. Get the fuck out of my face. Are you serious? So that's kind of crazy, man. And I guess the other point I'm trying to get to now is Xbox killing it, dude? Because recently, yeah, they announced that, you know, you could start putting in your base Xbox discs and your Xbox 360 discs into the Xbox One, and they'll totally play the games, dude. So are they winning that war right now?
Probably, but that leads me to my next question. Do people even consider playing old games to begin with? Like, you know how we have like a huge library. Well, for me, I have like the huge library of my PS3, PS2, PS1. But I have never touched it ever since I ever beat it, like ever again. Like I just bought I got another PS3 so I can play my old games again. But the thing is, I never turned it on to play those games ever again, you know, because I'm like super focused on playing the current generation games and playing some of my old backlogs and, you know, getting through that. And then another game releases. So I'm like thinking at a different perspective, you know, because I always thought we need this backwards compatibility and all that. But, you know, do we even have time to go back and play, you know, the games we want to play or we wanted to play? Or I don't know. Maybe it is. People still see value for that.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, 100%. If I had the means to play the game, because I'm with you, dude. I still have my old PlayStation 1 discs and PlayStation 2 discs, right?
Yeah.
If I definitely had the means to play them, I would play them. You know what I mean? If I could put those discs in my PS4, PS3, I would definitely do it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I would still play those if I had the means to, right? What's scaring me even more, you know, with this lack of backwards compatibility is soon we won't even be able to plug in a PlayStation or PS2 into a TV, right?
Oh shit.
Because more and more I don't think they're gonna have those inputs, you know, that because there's no HDMI input on a PS4. You'll have to buy like some sort of rare dongle that Amazon sells.
DisplayPort.
What's that? Yeah. Oh no, there is DisplayPort on PS2, huh?
Is there? PS2? I don't know.
Yeah, but for sure there's no HDMI. But I'm thinking, you know, if you want to play PS1 on your TV, which doesn't have any of those, you know, ports, the red, yellow, white ones, you're gonna about to have to buy some secret dongle from friggin' China on Amazon that takes 2 months to come over here, dude. By the time that comes through, it doesn't work. You're like, all right, dude, I don't even want to play this game anyways, right?
Yeah.
So it's wild, man. Just thinking about it, and yeah, I think at least to me, Xbox is killing it, and the fact that they pushed it out even more to where you can play your Xbox games on your PC is wild
That
to me, man.
one I
Yeah,
think is killing it. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Like holy crap, it's like fuck. I got a PC and do I really need an Xbox? I can just play it on my
Exactly.
PC.
Yeah, and although like the games right now are super limited, what they got coming through the pipeline soon is gonna be killer. You know what I mean?
hmm
I was looking at it right now, in preparation because State of Decay 2 is soon gonna come out here for the Xbox, and you could buy that. I guess the rule is if you buy a game in the Microsoft store and it says share play or not share play, play anywhere in the description of the game, and you could download it on your Xbox or on your Windows 10 machine. You know, um, so I was looking at the games today, and it's a lot of games that are already on PS4, so I could just buy them there. Or on Steam, that's fine. I could just buy them there. Um, but Gears of War 4 is on there, and I swear, dude, I was 2 seconds away from buying it, dude, just so I can see what it's like. You know what I mean? Just to get myself prepared for playing Xbox games on my PC. Um, didn't buy it because I knew I would never play it. But State of Decay 2 for sure is going to be a game, I buy on there. And if I'm thinking about it now, like, dude, if I buy an Xbox One, I still have my old Xbox 360 games. I still have the whole, you know, Gears of War trilogy. I have all the Dead Rising games still. I have all the Halo games still. You're telling me I shell out, enough to buy an Xbox One? I could play all those games over again. I won't even ever have to buy an Xbox One game to get like hours of enjoyment out of that thing. Holy shit, dude.
The thing I was wondering too, like I remember I sold my Xbox One to my coworker, and I was
Mhm.
asking him about the whole backwards compatibility. And at the time that I sold it, he was like saying there were some of the features that were limited on some of his games because he like wanted to play some of the old Xbox 360 games and all
Mhm.
that, and he said there was missing some features. So I was like, is the backwards compatibility, is that the same game or the same disc? Uh, are you able to basically run the full game of
Mhm.
of that backwards game in itself?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be 100% complete. You know what I mean? I'm
hmm
sure there's different limitations with everything, right? I know the big thing is trying to get, what is it? It's either GameCube games or Nintendo 64 games on the Switch.
Ooh.
When, like, GameCube or Nintendo 64, the shoulder buttons, like, they had pressure points on them, right? So you could,
hmm
like, if you were driving, how hard you press the shoulder button made you go fast or whatever. That's non-existent in the Switch. You know what I mean? It's a button. It goes up and down. So I know that's the challenge. So they have to remove some of those. I know for PS Vita, like playing some of those games on PlayStation TV, there's some games you can't even play at all because of the touchscreen and stuff. Like the features don't transfer over. So yeah, I
Mm.
feel that too. It'll probably be the same thing um, for Xbox, where not all the features are gonna be there. I'm gonna say another one for like PlayStation. They were really like when PlayStation 3 first came out, they were super into that whole motion control shit with the DualShock
Yeah.
3, right? Like in Uncharted, you couldn't cross this bridge unless you held your controller super straight. You know what
What?
I mean? And nowadays, I haven't played the PS4 version, but I doubt that is in there. You know what I mean? That feature is even in there.
Yeah.
So there's probably similar things like that to, uh, you know, backwards compatibility with Xbox One and Xbox 360 or OG Xbox games. But shit, the fact that they still show up on the screen is way better than PlayStation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to be able to put in my Red Dead disc into my PlayStation 4 too, man. Like that's a huge thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have to. And you know what? There's practically no way you could play that on your PS4 unless you buy PS Now, and PS Now is just really weird how that works. How would anybody think streaming a game was a good idea? You know what I'm saying?
I think they were trying to get ahead of their time, and they're
Mm,
like, "Oh, everybody's going digital. Let's try to copy Netflix and
stream.
GameFly and just have it streamed and sell it for cheap." But it's like, I don't know. We're not ready for that yet. We still want our content. We
Yeah.
even though we want it digitally or physically, we still want it. But I guess there's still people out there that really want to stream the games, and then if they don't like it or if they want something else, they move on to the next and stuff like that.
Yeah. My whole thing with that is just the variable of connectivity, the variable of access that people have to the internet. You know what I mean? Um, is huge. You know, I remember the old building I used to live at. I only paid for like maybe 80 megs per second. You know what I mean, for my internet.
Oh,
But just because of where we were, I guess it was a new cord or something. We were getting like 150 or something like that per second. At my grandma's house, her neighbor has pretty solid internet. She pays for the highest speed that Cox can offer in that area, and it's super slow. Remember in your old apartment, you could get jack shit in there. You couldn't even upgrade because it was
point
so trash.
0.17
Yeah, dude.
megabits.
So for Sony, I think that's a horrible business decision to like not even try to factor in, the variables of people's internet. At least if you can download it, it doesn't matter if you have that zero point 0.7 speed. It'll take you a whole week to download the game. But once you're playing it, there's no interruptions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was my only thing. And then Xbox comes out with a Game Pass where you could fucking download games. So holy shit, dude. I guess my main thing with this whole conversation too is it's no lie, man. I don't think we try to hide it. We're huge fans of Sony, right?
Yeah.
Some of their business practices recently are starting to scare me, man. Um, and I hope it gets better from here. I know they're concentrating more on first party games, so that's a step in the right direction. They're realizing that they need to nurture the IPs that they have, like God of War, like Uncharted, and games that are just exclusive to PlayStation. So that's cool. Um, but will we have to jump through so many hoops to play them? You know what I mean? Um, yeah, another thing is Microsoft has been coming out saying, "Oh yeah, we're down to do cross-platform play on any game, Fortnite too." It's Sony that's holding us up on that. You know what I mean? Just
Whoa.
like blaming Sony for the reason that we can't cross-play on any games with anybody. Um, it's like so many shots fired, dude. Right? So much
Yeah.
shade thrown Sony's way. Um, and I think that's why this E3 is going to be huge, dude. It's going to be huge to see what they announce at their press conferences, man. It's going to set the landscape for the next couple of years of gaming, I think. Because, I don't know, have you felt like the last couple of years of Sony's press conferences have been kind of like waning from the excitement, dude?
I think they got to that top part of their business. They're like, at their peak, and then they're like saying, okay, we don't need to change anything. Let's just keep going at this steady pace versus like, oh, we need to innovate this. We gotta see, what to do next to keep our fan base, because I think
Hmm.
once they got that huge fan base, they're like, okay, let's just start relaxing, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need a Bane, man. If Sony's Batman, they need a Bane to just whip their ass real quick.
They do. They have cardboard. Bane is the card. So basically, Nintendo Switch. They're rising. We're gonna be playing with cardboard in the future. Probably paper.
Nintendo Lab. I know, huh? That's gonna be crazy with paper. Just throw paper airplanes with your Switch attached to it. That's a game right there, dude. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting, dude. I know people aren't really too concerned about console wars anymore, but competition's good, man. It's what sparks, like you said, innovation and things like that. So I'm kind of hoping Sony gets its ass kicked this year at E3 or in any game show that comes out. So they can go back to the drawing board, man, and get back to winning, dude.
Yep.
Get Final Fantasy VII up there. Some shit, man.
Shit. What if they like gave a promise date? They're like, we're gonna release this next year.
Dude, I'll cry. I will cry. I'm gonna buy my PlayStation 4 Pro. Get ready for it. Buy a new TV, 4K, so I can play it with great graphics, dude.
Buy a recliner chair and everything. Save up your vacation days.
Shit, I know, man. I'm planning on using my vacation days to like go out of the country too. I'll just like cancel that trip. Like, nope. Sorry. Gotta save my 5 months worth of vacation just so I can play video games.
No one bother me. I'm gonna use Uber Eats.
No shit, huh? That's so funny. I used to do that too, you know, or yeah, we all used to do that for like Destiny releases. When Destiny releases were dropping, I remember I would take a day or two off work, right? Monster Hunter, I didn't do that, but someone at my job did, and it was hilarious. I was like, man, that was me like 3 years ago, dude. Man, but yeah, I guess the whole thing is just a shout out to Sony to step their game up, dude. Backwards compatibility just might be the start, but there's a lot of things that Xbox is doing right now that I think Sony could learn from. Some of it too is I just think they're being stubborn. They don't want to admit they're taking an L. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Especially with that. Oh, hey, we could have everybody that plays, I don't know, Rocket League, whether they're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. We could have all of them play together, but Sony doesn't want that. That sounds crazy, dude. Making Sony sound like the bad guy and shit, man. Yeah. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. I'm excited for E3, and it's only 3 months away, man. Woo! That'll be interesting, dude. So yeah, now we're on to our quick fire question, which will be really quick this week since we're running out of time, man. Avengers Infinity War trailer just dropped. Who do you think's gonna die in it?
Easy. Agent Coulson.
What the? He's already dead. Well, no. Well, technically, I guess he's not dead.
He's not dead.
Like a clone of him came back, but he hasn't been in the movies, dude. So, someone in the movie, man. You gotta name someone in the movie.
If it's gonna be following the comics, I'm guessing Captain America.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. I'll go out on a limb. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say Gamora's gonna die, dude.
Ooh.
One of the Guardians of the Galaxy will die, dude. It'll be her. Maybe Drax too, man. Because isn't his whole goal in life to kill Thanos, dude? It's to kill his family.
Probably. But wouldn't he have to be satisfied first, killing him, and then he can die?
Oh, okay. So he could still die. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, my money's on one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, dude. One of those guys will die, and it'll probably be Gamora, because Thanos is her like adopted father or whatever. She'll die like protecting him or some bullshit like that, I bet. But yeah, excited for that movie. That's coming out May, right? Dude, that can't come soon enough, dude. I'm ready for the Marvel universe to be over so I could enjoy other movies. But yeah, that is it for us this week. Next week, we'll be talking about our favorite MMO or RPG class in general. Which class just resonates with us, kicks the most ass out there, and if we were to beat in real life, which one would we be? So yeah, that's what we'll talk about next week. Until then, Rick, some words of wisdom?
Get ready for the future of gaming, and it's going to be cardboard!
Alright guys, we'll see you